Hi everyone and welcome back. What do I think I'd do this week? Well, I thought I'll show you what I was doing over Christmas. I was playing this with the kids. So let's have a look what's in the box and go from there. Right, so here's Negan box. Brilliant artwork. I like it. This is the character of the game. And a bit of bump at the back telling you about it, list of what's in it, and a picture of a scenario set up. So let's turn it over and have a look. So I lift this out, get rid of the lid. So first of all we have the rule book, telling you everything that's in it, what everything does. So this is more breakdown. You have the rules obviously, counters, then you have various scenarios to play through. But I do love, and I love on nearly all rules, is when they give you a quick reference sheet. So this pretty much gives you everything you need to know to play the game on one piece of paper. So you just stick it by the side of the table when you're playing and you go, right, it's the action phase, what can I do? I can fight, I can shoot, I can hold my nerve, secure, break and enter, call Negan, clear the way, etc. You get 2 actions. Unless you're a certain character you can take the same action twice, you can only do an action once. But everything you need is there. So let's pop that down. Some Walking Dead cards, so these are for the characters that come in the box. You could actually use them for the Walking Dead game. Everything comes in sheets which I've broken out, so normal cardstock, lovely quality cardstock, almost a linen finish. What I did quite like is actually no pips on these at all. Sometimes you get a little tiny pip holding them in, and you have to twist it out and you end up with little toughy bits at the side. Don't get that issue, though you may find 1 or 2 do fall out of the actual retaining piece of card when you get it delivered. So let's pop that out the way. There's loads of different markers. They're the little trackers. Let's chuck some of this out the way. I have a threat counter. So obviously it starts off low and various things in the game gradually cause this to creep up, which makes it harder and it could be worse for zombies markers entering the board. It also makes it harder to secure a room. Instead of needing a score of 1, you can go up to 2, 3, 4. That's the stage when you're starting to have to get everybody in the room. So the dice add up to hit the values required. Doors, entry points, character sheets. So everyone's got a slightly different skill set. So you have a guy with a rifle, or girl with a rifle, come on, get this right, don't be sexist. Great weapon, long range, downside, causes noise. And what does noise attract? Zombies, we all know that. You've got your high skilled close combat person. Dwight is quite nice because he's got a ranged weapon that's silent. Sort of more of a balanced style character in my mind. And she can also take someone else's action. So basically she can take control of someone else to go, right, I'm going to fight that one who's next to him. But obviously it costs her one of her 2 actions. This guy is actually worth having. John, he's got the ability to open locked doors as if they're normal doors. We had a few issues in one of our games where doors changed from unlocked to locked, and whatever we rolled we couldn't open, and we're just having such bad luck with the dice. And every time you fail, and every time you try it, they generate noise generates threat, and things went downhill from there. You've got Negan, so his little stack of cards go there. All the rules for him are pretty much there on the card in front of you, including his stamina. Walker reference card, so when you get to the Walker phase, you've got your event deck. All the rules are there as well for that. So once you've played it once, you'll find that the rule book will just be quick reference sheet up, and you just work through the stages and everything is there in front of you. So you have your special dice. You have your black dice, which is like a yes/no sort of dice. In reality, it's like, did I open the door? Didn't I? Did I manage to reduce the threat? or didn't I? You have wound, which is like a bullet hole. Some have 2, some have 3, and there's a little exclamation mark, which means a headshot. So instead of knocking them down, you can actually kill them, which is great. But it does work the other way. So if a zombie rolls one of these against you, you become bitten. So when you run out of stamina, instead of having a chance to recover, you become a zombie and you're out of it. So it comes with a pile of tiles to generate your rooms. These are nice quality. They've stayed fairly straight, little bit of a bend on them, as you get with most card products. But they are nice quality, nice print. And there's a nice selection of those. There's another one in there. Let's dig out some cards. So you have your event cards. So these go on your walker's deck. So when you get to that stage, you turn it over. So threat was increased by, let's turn it over so you can see. And try to read upside down. Threat increased by the red dice. Place a walker within 3 spaces of off and with line of sight to Negan. Basically, Negan doesn't like running into walkers, so that causes you issues. So it's all quite random what happens, which I actually really like. Before we go to the Negan phase, have a look at a room. So when you enter a room, because everything's empty when you start, you turn a card over and it says, right, dead inside, 1 supply token. So there's a token appears in the room. Depending on your threat level, depends what dice you roll, and that depends how many walkers you place within that room. So unlike the good old days of Hero Quest where we go, that's a small room, you can only fit about 3 figures in there, I'm going for that one, doesn't quite work like that. So if you've got a supply token and you walk up to it and you take the token and pick it up, you pick up various items. So here you've got some armour that helps you. Grenade, very useful. So it's a complete mix. Be warned, in here are some lurkers. So you could go and pick a supply token up and it turns out there's a walker there. Which does add a nice little random factor where you go, I want that supply token. Especially when you're playing with the kids and they all barge in to get to that supply token. And all of a sudden, bang, out pops a zombie. Like, no! Then you've got Negan phase. Most things Negan does is negative to you. He's not a very nice guy. Move 2 spaces. The nearest survivor restores stamina, but loses reputation. So it's a double-edged sword. There are some nice ones in there. 90% of that I would say is not very good for you. So let's put a board together and have a look. So here I'm going to quick look at a room to show he's moved up to the door. Just going to open the door. As it's not locked, you can open it as a free action. Once the door is open, first thing you do is draw a room card. So draw a room card. Right, 1 supply token. So that would be one of the ones I can't see. So satchel or something, chuck that in the room. Threat level. So we'll just say it's low. So we're going to roll a white dice. And we don't get anything. So in this instance, you'll be lucky the room is clear. Great. But I'm going to put something in there. So I'm going to put a walker in. Right, so that's her first action. There's a barricade in the middle. So it's a bit of a sort of choose here. Does it block line of sight? If we say it didn't block line of sight, this is a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she could take a shoot action. So her shoot, take it off, is white and red. So pick a white and red dice, and she gets 2. On the walker's card, it tells you its defense is red, so it's defense 1, so it takes a damage. If you're higher, it gets knocked down. So it does have a chance to stand up. So that would be the end of that phase. So, next phase, draw event card. So we'll work our way down. +1 threat, so +1 threat, yep, so that would creep up. Place a walker within 3 spaces of and within line of sight of Negan. So there'd probably be another room when you go 1, 2, 3. So that on here, the only place you would be able to put in is there, which is a bit of a pain. Right, move walker tokens. There's these tokens that come in on the entry points. So they will move 1. Tokens move 1, walkers move 2. He now has line of sight. So we turn the token over, you roll it, and we get another one. So that goes there. So pop that back there. Right, move walkers 2 spaces. That one's already in, that one's down. Walkers attack. So attack Sherry. Oh, that's nasty. 2 wounds and a bite. Her defences are white. Can she beat it? And she rolls a 1. So she would take a stamina chart here. It will move down 1 and the token flips over to show she's bitten. There we go. Right, so we're up to the Negan phase. So we turn the card. He moves 2 spaces. 1, 2. I'm being sneaky there. You can move at angles. And what happens next? Well, he's just entered an unsecured room. So as he enters an unsecured room, he's not a very happy bunny. So he becomes enraged. So you ignore the rest of the text. Survivors with the highest rep take a blue dice and lose that rep. Survivors within 3 spaces lose 1 stamina next to him. So your stamina would go down again. No survivor in range, Negan causes noise. If adjacent to walkers, remove walkers in 3 spaces. Technically he is adjacent. So you can remove a walker. And he will move out via the shortest route. Then it goes to the end phase. So the end phase would be, have you secured enough rooms? Have you secured more rooms than you have survivors? No, threat goes up. There's no fire tokens, you'd have to roll for those. Does the walker in the room stand up? No. That's the end of that turn. Back to the start. So that's a very quick, brief look at sort of the base mechanics. Plays really quickly. Everyone's probably going, oh, figures are painted. Afraid not. They come in different plastics. So you got the heroes of our story all in grey, and the walkers are all in green. But I painted them up. Give you a quick look if you like. So obviously you got Negan, Sherry. I can't remember all their names. So I'll just work my way through. On doing these. So we did all those, and then you got your walkers. So you just have a bit of fun with your walkers, to be honest. Quite like my camo guy. Bit of Rasta. So it's like waitresses. And so there's all sorts. To be honest, the walkers are quite easy to paint. I actually sprayed them grey to start with, so when I used a pallid flesh and kept it thin, you sort of get that grey look, which is quite nice. Just a few more. There's a few figures to paint, but it didn't take too long. Main tip there is probably when you sit watching TV one evening, just break them out and just keep picking on them, and over a couple of days you get them done. That's what I did. So let's stick the camera up and have a chat. Right, there you have it. So bits I haven't covered there is obviously all the team take it in turns. You have player 1 who has the seal. It's important not to move the bat until after the end phase, because there's certain decisions that will come up and it will be down to player 1 to make that decision. We've got a habit of sort of, right, you're first, okay, I'll move it for the next person. don't, because it will get confusing. Do I recommend painting them? Definitely. It plays without painting them, but you will find you end up moving your main characters around of someone else's because they're all grey. And also, if they've got a bit of paint on, I think you have a more of an affiliation to your character, you look after it a bit more. It's like, that's me. Is it a co-op? Yes, you do have to work together, but at the end of the day, you're out for the highest reputation, to be Negan's favourite. So, Negan is a bit of a mixed character. He can actually be helpful. It's sometimes worth sacrificing reputation to cool him. He'll come into the room and hopefully bash the hell out of everything and save your bacon, so to speak. So sometimes that's worth considering. Once you get your rep above 5, so once you get to 5, 6, things start to get a little bit easier with the Negan cards. There's a bit more benefit to you instead of everything twatting you in the back of the head all the time. Try and keep your distance from it. Try and clear the path. Try and secure rooms. The threat one's a bit of a weird one. You start off and you think, oh, I've got ages, not a problem. It's quite surprising how quickly the threat does sneak up. If you've got 4 players, you need to secure 4 rooms, stop it sneaking up from the end phase requirement. It's worth doing to get it done, but also try and keep ahead and make sure you secure the rooms. Sometimes you'll pick a card that will flip a secured room back to an unsecured room. That can cause you problems. Remember, Negan doesn't like going into unsecured rooms. There's a lot of little strategies and things to it. It's quite quick to set up, doesn't take a large table space. Played it with the kids a few times, they absolutely love it. So I'd highly recommend it. Figures, they're board game figures. So the details, not Games Workshop style skulls everywhere, etc, etc, and all these details to pick out, but the details are good enough to give you a nice looking figure to play the game, and it does look nice when it's done. Would I recommend it? Yes, it's a good value for money, definitely. Quality, figures are pretty good. Board game wise, yes, they're pretty good. Are they GW? No. Are they fine cast, whatever figures? No, but they do paint up nice. It's a little bit more work, painting maybe, just to get that extra detail in there, just make them stand out a little bit. It's worth it. The cardstock is good quality, rule book's nicely done. I said quick play, reference sheet, love it. Walker's rules on one card, Negan rules on another card, your special skill all on your card for the character. So everything's there in front of you. Not a lot of referring back to the rulebook after you read through it the first time. Just need turned over, quick reference sheet, this phase, blah 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 blah, and just enjoy the game. I'll stick some pictures up for playing it with the kids, and hopefully you found it a useful video. So if you like this, please give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, get it out there, and I'll see you all soon, hopefully with some more crafting. And take care. Cheers, bye. Which I liked. Oh, everything's disappearing.